approach keeping guys from veering with folks like us, right? A couple weeks ago.
They don't listen to you guys. I mean, truthfully, they don't listen to you. I don't either. No, I would say I actually do believe that. Now I know they're human and they hear things and they might read things and their buddies send them texts about, hey, this is what this guy said about you. He's talking shit about you, but they ignore that. But they keep receipts. I know that. I think that we have really mature and serious people in our locker room.
Dang, JG, chill. Just kidding. But I'm convinced that Jonathan Gannon does not like somebody in the media in there. But we're going to go ahead and dive right into exactly what Jonathan Gannon has said. What are my thoughts? Let's get started. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack up that like button and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. On this channel, we're covering everything Arizona Cardinals throughout the entirety of the 2024 season. So subscribe it up. It's absolutely for free. All right, everybody, let's go and get started here. Let's dive right into the most recent comments here from Jonathan Gannon. And let me use this tweet here from Paul Calvisi of the Arizona Cardinals. And he says this: they don't listen to you guys. Truthfully, they don't listen to you. I don't either. JG, when asked by the media about the Arizona Cardinals players veering with folks like us, hashtag noise. I know they're human and they hear things. They ignore that, but they keep receipts. I know that. So here's, right, it's a big loaded thing. That's the way that Jonathan Gannon did respond. I'm not sure if you caught the whole entire presser. It definitely seems like Jonathan Gannon doesn't like certain people in the media or does listen to the outside noise, but all he's doing is just reassuring the fact that this team shouldn't focus on the things that are happening outside the locker room, right? And at the end of the day, it's exactly the truth, right? This organization, the players, the coaching staff should be focusing solely on what happens and what they can do to fix what either happened badly in the week prior and what to do to fix it in the next coming week, right? Now, this can go either way. Now, I think right now Cardinal fans and the media are in a good place because the Cardinals are looking good in the 2024 season, right? There is some expectations for the Cardinals to obviously win games and fight hard, and that's exactly what they did. In week one, arguably, the Cardinals probably should have won that game versus the Bills, and then we completely destroyed the Rams. And then we have a potential Super Bowl contending team in the Lions coming in, and now there's a lot of noise. But I'm going to come out here and say there's absolutely no way, right? There's no way that the Cardinals organization does not at least have some sort of input in terms of hearing what the outside noise has to say, right? Because one of the biggest things out there was, why wasn't Marvin Harrison Jr. involved in the game plan in week one? And then in game two, right, he had over 7+ targets, right? So I understand where Jonathan Gannon's coming from, right? At the end of the day, I understand that. But there's absolutely no way that everybody can ignore what's being said. They hear it, right? They hear the noise, right? And that's the thing. He did say that they collect receipts. And I think that's a good thing. Because at the end of the day, all they need to do is prove to themselves that they can actually become, winners, right? And that's the thing. We're also coming off of 2 back-to-back 4-win seasons, right? So Cardinal fans, we're trying to hold on to hope, and we're getting that hope with this organization this year with what happened in week 2 and what happened in week 1. So honestly, I have no problem with what he said, right? Now, if this season turns south and it completely flips on our ear, then a comment like this might rub people the wrong way. But I think right now, in my mind focus and in my thought process, is that they're doing everything they need to do, right? They're doing they seem to be learning from what mistakes that happened in week 1 to attribute to a win in week 2 in just the dominant fashion that happened. So I'm not really mad at what he said. The fact that he says we don't listen to you guys, right? Truthfully, they don't listen to you, right? I don't know if that was a direct shot at that specific person, because he kind of reinforces, yes, I do believe it, right? I do believe that they don't listen to the outside noise, but it is kind of coincidental that Kyler Murray ended up putting out a vlog probably 3 days prior. If you don't know, Kyler Murray does have a YouTube channel and puts out vlogs. I think he's got 2 videos out, but there was a specific portion of that video where the interviewer asked Kyler Murray about how do you feel about the switch up, right? How do you feel about the switch up? Pretty much indicating that Kyler Murray was getting bagged on a lot, right? In week 1. And then in week 2, everybody's like, oh my God, MVP, he's back, right? That's the type of play that we should be seeing from Kyler Murray, especially because he's got that price tag and what he's getting paid for, right? It almost kind of feels like people forget that this is a business focus league, that what have you done for me lately type of league, right? And it changes from week to week, and that's going to be the thing that happens in every team in the NFL, right? Your expectations is for you to win, right? And if you don't win, you got to have something to hang on to for the following year, because every year there's at least 2 or 3 coaches getting fired, right? Completely getting ripped away from their job, completely getting ripped away from their security of what they're getting paid because of the performance isn't meeting what they're getting paid. So, I love the fact that the Cardinals or Jonathan Gannon, the leader that he is coming out and saying, right, reinforcing the thoughts of, hey, we're not listening to you guys. Everybody in the locker room is not listening, but I'm having a hard time really, really believing it. But honestly, I'm not going to fight it, right? At the end of the day, as long as they're winning, as long as they are, learning from the mistakes of the weeks prior, and on top of that, fighting very hard week in and week out, that's exactly what we're looking for, right? As a fan base, as a Cardinals organization, we do not want to be the bottom of the barrel anymore. We don't want to be the bottom of the division anymore. But I am fully trusting in what this Cardinals organization is able to do. We're able to see it, right? We said it before. We are seeing improvement. We are seeing things that, is looking good for the future for the Cardinals. But I could understand how this quote, what he said can rub people the wrong way, because there was also a question in terms of, I believe one of the media ended up asking who's going to wear number 40.
You only had 40 today at practice.
You'll see.
What makes Buddha so good at tackling?
Marcus Bailey. Marcus Bailey. Why did you give me a bad look?
You hear Jonathan Gannon pretty much says, you'll see when you get out there, right? Very snippy, very short to the case. And then somebody else asks him a question. His face goes here, but then he answers the question again. And then he's like, why'd you give me that dirty look, right? Why'd you give me that dirty look? Jonathan Gannon says. But I don't know. It seems to be a really, really weird tension amongst the media, and maybe certain media members, maybe only certain of them, that Jonathan Gannon has a very, very short response to when they are being asked a certain question. So like I said, I don't have an issue with it. Being the fact that he says they don't listen to you guys, truthfully, they don't listen to you. I don't either. I don't have a problem with it. As long as they're continuing to get better, the culture is being established. That's the most important thing, right? Because I think a lot of us seem to kind of forget, right? That they're people too at the end of the day, right? And it could potentially hurt their ego, could potentially hurt their performance if they do listen to the outside noise. So it's very important to only listen to what's currently going on. But I don't think it's a bad thing in terms of the media as well as content creators or anybody who covers the Arizona Cardinals making a big deal about Marvin Harrison Jr. not getting involved in week 1. Personally, I think we saw a learning curve, right? I think we saw learning curve in week 1 and they changed it in week 2. So let's keep that going. And other than that, that's pretty much all I got to say with this whole situation. Not mad at it. Let's keep it going. Let's keep the ball rolling. And honestly, at the end of the day, you don't listen to us, that's completely fine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what are your latest thoughts here on Jonathan Gannon? Let me know here in the comments below. I appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your day and go Cardinals.